Gram pacer test is a multi-stage aerobic capacity test that progressively gets more difficult as it continues. The 20-meter pacer test will begin in 30 seconds. Line up at the start. The test will begin on the word start. On your mark, get ready, start.
I don't really know the weather down in there, yeah.
Hey guys, it's Maggie's Movies, and I have great news. I don't have COVID. But anyways, so today we're going to be talking about the monstrosity, the awkward clump of body odor that was middle school PE. And I already tried to film this video and my phone just wasn't cooperating. So, middle school was quite an awkward time for a lot of us. And if you want context, this is what I looked like. Get a little more of that. But middle school PE, as a non-athletic girl who had only played tennis, not even competitively, PE was the culmination of my awkward middle school experiences. All I wanted to be was popular, and I wanted to fit in, and I wanted to be like everybody else in every possible way. Okay, I literally cannot explain to you how much trouble I've had filming this video, but basically the gag is in middle school, I would find the smallest, most insignificant things to hyper focus on. And I was convinced everyone else was gonna hate me because of those things, but simultaneously committing crimes against humanity and thinking it was okay. So I'll jump into like a little example. So I was very insecure about the feet area, specifically my socks. My socks were always too tall. Everybody else's socks had a tasteful little peek out from the top of their shoe, but mine just crawled up my leg and were disgusting and clumsy and gross. And so I thought, instead of asking my parents to buy me new socks, I was like, I'm gonna cut the socks I have. And because I was in 6th grade, once I cut them, they no longer stayed on my feet. They were just fabric swimming around in my monstrosity of shoes. To this day, I still can't stand the feeling of my socks being too tall. Like if my leggings are coming down and the socks meet the leggings, I'm like, no. I really think that's trauma left over from middle school PE. But while I was focusing on the socks, while I was, fixating on that, so, you dress out in PE, you change clothes, and we had to wear gray or white shirts. And I didn't have a lot of gray and white. I had a lot of hand-me-down, white and gray Abercrombie and Aeropostale shirts, but they were very form-fitting and I was not comfortable. My body was changing, I was going through puberty, and it was just something. I had one t-shirt, and it was from The Wizard of Oz, a musical, and it was the only t-shirt that was like what all the other girls wore. I'm sure they had sports on a shirt or something else that was cool, but I had a musical, but it was the closest thing I could get. That was all I ever wanted to wear. And normally for PE, you change out the clothes you're bringing every other day or once a week or something. And I started doing that. I washed my clothes, and then one day I decided, this is the shirt I like, I'm just gonna wear that every single day. But instead of bringing it home to wash and bringing it back, I said, no. I don't need that. I don't need that. I'm not gonna wash it. And what I did, my solution, was to grab some perfume that was my mom's, and it smelled horrible. Someone probably gave it to her as a gift and she never wore it because it smelled gross. I still kind of remember it. And I would just spray it with perfume because I knew it smelled bad. And that wasn't a sign for me to wash it? No. Perfume. But no, it was the socks. That was where I drew the line. People were gonna hate me because of that. They were gonna look at the socks and go, ugh. they're too tall. She is not popular. She is not popular. And not the stench that was emanating off of me, but I just ignored. That wasn't the reason.
3,
Now that we've like kind of got, who I was in middle school, there was one day we were playing this game called Capture the Football, and it's basically like there's two sides, kind of capture the flag-esque. You try to get the football from the other team. And you tag people to stop them from bringing the football to their side. Whatever. I mean, I barely even remember the rules. I don't know how to play sports. I cannot emphasize this enough. And insecure Maggie really doesn't know how to play sports. So basically there was one day we were playing Capture the Football and I was angry. All my middle school angst was balled up into me that day. I was sick of being bad at sports. I was sick of not being popular. I was sick of feeling awkward in PE. I was sick of running. I was sick of being outside. I hated every minute of it. And my team was losing, and I was sick of losing. I didn't want to lose anymore. I wanted to win. There was this kid, I had a crush on him at some point in like 6th grade, and he was a popular boy and he was really good at sports, and I think he plays for Atlanta United now. But this poor boy became the subject of my angst because he grabbed the football from our team at that point and he starts running, and I'm like, no, I'm not going to lose. I'm not going to lose. So I take up every ounce of strength, of sports skills, and I run full speed toward this boy who is much taller than me. And I'm running. I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do when I get there. I barely know the rules of this game, but I'm not losing. I'm not losing this point. I'm not doing it. I run at him. I collide with him full force. I'm not even thinking about his welfare. I end up flipping over his back just because of how the collision went. I fall on the ground. There's dirt all over my legs, but he did not get that point. I'm sorry to him if he ever finds this video. I'm sure you don't remember this in any capacity, but it was the highlight of my middle school PE experience. And they stopped the whole game. They were like, oh, are you okay? And I was like, I'm fine. Because in my head, I had gotten one small win. Maybe I wasn't gonna be popular. Maybe I wasn't wearing the right socks. Maybe I wasn't doing all that stuff, but I didn't give up.
4,
I would say that story transitions nicely out of the awkward stage and more into the spiteful, I'm gonna play the system because I hate PE. I thought I was the funniest person ever. I'm just gonna say that. And when we play games outside, it's in between sections of the game, points. One of the coaches would do little puns into the microphone and we'd kind of guess, he'd make jokes. Sometimes he'd do seal noises. I don't know why I remember that. And one day, he asks it, I'm feeling angsty. He says, what is a normal potato? And I go, Coach! But you get the gist, I was calling him a potato and I thought that was the funniest thing ever. And so did my middle school friend group, at least in my mind they did. And in my mind, everyone else was on the field like, she's so cool. But I don't even think they reacted. But in my mind, that was wow, I am amazing. So now let's transition into the finale. The biggest finesse I've ever done in my life, and just so happens to have to do with middle school PE. So basically, I'm a very pale person. I'm sure you can tell, I'm sure you've noticed, it's quite obvious. And I burn pretty easily, but when pale people exercise, you get kind of red and flushed, and to somebody who doesn't really know, it can look like a sunburn. And so one day, we were outside playing a game, and I was really pink afterwards, and I think I genuinely thought I had gotten sunburned. So I go to my coach, and I complain about being sunburned, and she's like, okay, well, you need to put on sunscreen. I was like,
Well, I never have time, and I never know when we're going outside.
And so then she decides that every day we go outside for PE, I get to, instead of doing warm-ups, no push-ups, no planks, no sit-ups, none of it. I don't have to do any of it because I get to pick a friend and go outside and put on spray sunscreen. And, you know, I pushed the boundaries. I said,
I want to make history. And that's what this is.
I added an extra friend. I said, we need someone to hold the door and someone to put sunscreen on my back. So every day, I got to skip warm-ups. I finessed the system. All right, so if you enjoy learning about middle school Maggie and her experiences, I have plenty of diaries from elementary school and middle school. I have plenty of stories from elementary school and middle school. So comment down below. I will make some more videos because she was struggling and it's kind of funny now. But make sure you subscribe, please, to this channel. Like this video if you don't want to commit to a relationship with me. And for now, this has been Maggie's Movies. See you next time.
End of level 1.